Catfish, bring us in.
Skibbity boppa bee boppa doobie doo boo, the Come Up TV. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? I am El Toro Zorro.
And I am a Star Wars guy in a Star Wars suit who's never seen Star Wars. And we're here. This is the Charlie Crumlish podcast. What are you dressed as exactly?
What made it happen? I don't know. I got a mask from
some sort of gay
Goodwill.
kabuki thing. Like,
yeah.
You look like that Tom Cruise movie where they have the orgies.
Yeah, it's weird. I just want to say it's weird hearing his song like in person. Like,
well, it keeps getting crazier every time.
Yeah.
You got any other ideas for the song? For the
I don't
intro
think we
song?
need to change it. Well, why change a good thing?
Well, I want to have somebody make me. Well, I want Charlie to make me a no jumper intro song. And we'll see how that goes, and then maybe we'll do a TCU one too.
Sample his
Charlie does
song,
make fire beats.
Sample his song and sample Joel Moody's little like chorus. And
Okay. This is a thing that I actually want to do. At this point in the podcast, I'm gonna play like the first minute of the new TA Double Dollar song on some shit. Bow.
Shout out to my nigga Charlie, my nigga Adam, TA. When you see me know I'm on some shit, I came through with the squalor, bitch. I came in with infinite amounts of woods and I'm trying to smoke all that shit. In LA, they be on some shit. Dallas, Texas, they be on some shit. In East Memphis, we on some shit. I'm cross country and I'm on some shit. Had you off your ass, tripping, coughing, gagging, all that shit. Had you tripping, looking at the blunt like, what the fuck is this? When you see me know I'm on some shit, I came through with the drugs, bitch. I came through with the whole squad. And we all on some shit. TA know I'm high as fuck. I'm rolling up, no passing, bro. Shout out to my addicts out in Cali, smoking trees up. Back to back, I'm smoking threats. Falcon strong and pass me that. This backwood is so fat that it look like a baseball bat. What the fuck you mean, Max? Bitch, I got my own pack. Lower town.
All right, we're back. That was a small snippet of TA's new song. You can find that on SoundCloud if you search TA Double Dollar or look at my Twitter on.
And if you're ever in Memphis, hit him up for that ooh.
If you ever need, because see the whole story with TA Double Dollar is that he is the plug who put Xavier on in the first place. So he brought him into the game. He's the real deal plug.
Yep.
So music topic.
Yeah, let's start there.
Music first.
Yeah.
You make music now.
What's up with
I
them
just started
beats?
making music. I got hurt. I broke my hand. And I was just had nothing to do. And I always have been like super into music, hip hop, and just have always wanted to make beats. When I was listening to music, I would sort of be studying the beats and like thinking like, always wanted to just learn the program because I feel like I just listening, I'd learned a lot. So when I got the program and had learned how to use that, it's just up to your taste, I don't know, whatever ideas you come up with when you're messing around. It's fun.
Is making beats kind of like riding in a sense?
It's almost like another thing that's different that makes me enjoy riding and filming more. Like it's an outlet the other way. That's like I can do that, and I'm really excited to ride when I'm done with that. And then after a while, I don't do music very often, but I'll sit in Fruity Loops for like if I get a few hours one day, maybe once a week.
Because there's anyone who rides BMX knows that there's a lot of time where you either can't ride because you're sore or just because you can't ride, and there's a lot of time, and people who ride BMX are creative, so it seems like they oftentimes take on other pursuits. But I remember you making beats in like Final or in Premiere before you even had the program, because as an editor, you just start chopping up songs and doing different things with them. For you, this was really an extension of that, right?
Well, the music program like Fruity Loops is way more like natural. Like doing it in Premiere is completely like crazy. Like it's really, really hard to line everything up. In Premiere, everything's just perfect. And once you learn it, you can do a lot with just any idea you have, like way easier than doing it in Premiere. And I'd always like, even back then, I wanted to get into it, but I just never set aside the time to do it. And when I had a broken hand, it was just like, fuck it. Nothing else to do. May as well add this skill and fucking activity. I don't know. It's just a fun thing. Yeah. Yeah. Made me enjoy everything else. Kind of like look at editing differently. I would say like when you're making a beat, you have to be really careful. Like everything has to be in the perfect place. Otherwise, you can't can't have people like bump to it. When you're making a BMX edit, you can fuck up a lot of shit and like it still looks pretty good. It's like, oh, these tricks are good. Like,
right.
Yeah. And you can like miss a trick on the beat every other clip
because you already have the song, so it's like you're just building around that.
The song is like the main part that keeps the rhythm, but when you're actually making the song, you have to be so precise. So when the next edit I made, I think after I started making beats, it was like I was so aware of like the beat and like stuff like that, like more parts of the beat to cut to and shit like
How'd
that.
you meet DJ Smokey?
How did I meet DJ Smokey? Through you, kinda. Like, you were hanging out with Xavier. I think I hadn't really met Xavier at that point, but you guys sent me a song, a bunch of songs maybe. He was showing you a bunch of old songs, and he used to work with Smokey. And at that point, I had no idea who DJ Smokey was. I figured he was, like, from his sound or whatever. It's all Memphis shit. I figured he was down there somewhere in the South. And a few months after I used the song you showed me in my bar edit for S&M, I don't know why. I think I just saw his production credit, and I was like, oh, this song's sick. Like, I want to look up more shit. And I just looked up a bunch of shit, and I ended up getting really into his music. Like, we all kind of got really into his music, like, before I met him. And then I sent him the video. I was like, yo, dude, like, if you want to fucking work on anything in the realm of fucking anything, like, let me know, you know, that kind of thing. I send a lot of emails. Just a sidebar. I send, like,
to famous people and
shit out, like
people that probably won't respond. I do this here and there too, actually.
Most recently, those hoverboard stupid
Right,
things that are
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
I sent out like 10 copy paste emails to like 10 companies, being like, "Yo, can we make a video with these?" Like, just dumb shit like that. But like,
I've emailed a lot of people that
yeah,
I would
just
not want to
fucking,
admit
I
that
don't
I've
know.
emailed.
You never know what
Yeah,
could
the
come from
hustle's
that.
real. Like,
4
you
o'clock in
never
the
know.
morning, you're high as hell. It seems like a good idea. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
got
hit up the owner of the
45
Lakers
yeah.
or something.
I got 45 seconds to hit up the owner of the Lakers and see if he wants to do an OSS collab basketball. No, but yeah, hit up Smokey.
Exactly.
I just sent him the video, and then it was super weird because it ended up that he was from a place 40 minutes from where I grew up in Buffalo, New York, over the border in Canada. In
Schenectady.
A place, Buffalo, New York. Amherst, New York, actually.
Oh, I'm thinking of Piff Dog.
Piff Dog, no, Perp Dog.
Perp Dog,
Perp
sorry,
Dog is in
shit.
Schenectady, yeah.
Okay.
Amherst, New York, the Battle of Amherst, 1626.
You were there?
I was there.
It was not a
During
real.
decades.
It was not a real battle, but yeah. All
Why?
right, so
Because it wasn't on YouTube? Because
it wasn't.
who won the battle? The Cypher.
It was a controlled demolition.
Was
We
YouTube
don't even-
around in the 1600s?
It was Jin versus the Roman Empire.
But was YouTube around in the 1600s? Do we know?
We don't know. That's the whole problem with
It
not
could have
having
been
enough
around
records. I think the
before
server
they got
died
a
at some point.
before they got the domain name. Who knows what YouTube was up
yeah.
to?
You know what?
It's like Death Grip.
You know
Death
what
Grip doesn't
death is?
exist before they
Do you
lost
remember what it
it.
was like before you were born?
No.
That's what it's like when you die.
You know what's funny? Moeller actually sent me a text earlier and was like, don't get too high and talk about being in the womb before you were born." That's really weird. I was
Stop
like,
right
what?
there. Then. All right, we can edit this out.
All right.
You ever
back
smoke
to-
weed with Moeller?
Yeah, every day. But no, not really.
All right, keep going. Where are you going?
Never. All right, back to
Never.
How I met DJ Smokey. Is that where we're? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Way back there. All right. It ended up that he was from like 40 minutes from where I grew up, which is weird. And the next time I was home visiting my friends and shit, I just hit him up. I was like, "Yo, I'm in the area. You want to link up?" Like whatever. I was driving through Hamilton one day, and it's weird because we spent so much time in his town, like filming shit. Like over the years in the food videos, probably like 20% of the clips were in like a really high percentage of the clips are in Hamilton. Like there's a lot of spots there, but yeah, hit him up, linked up. We just kind of shot the shit the first time, and then maybe like 6 months later, I was up there. We shot a video, and yeah, we just like I don't know, kind of like same kind of weird guy. I don't know.
Did you actually do the creative process with him, and did he show you any tips and tricks?
I will say that he is making music like close to all the time. Like,
Really?
All right, when we shot the video, I showed up at his house. We went downstairs. We smoked like fucking 30 blunts or something. And he was just sitting on his computer like fucking with the new album like the whole time. I crashed out. I was dead at like probably like, I don't know, it was like 5 a.m. or something. I went to bed. We woke up the next day because we were planning on driving around shooting the video all day, like around Hamilton and between Hamilton and Niagara. And yeah, I woke up at like probably 9 o'clock in the morning, like went downstairs and he was still up on his computer like working on shit, just like, yo, check this out, I did this and that. And it's cool because like, yo, it's like exactly like I would be doing that. Like I used to do that. Right now I have like, you know, real life shit. I'm older. I have a lot of stuff going on. I got 2
Do you
dogs.
envy that level of like freakish commitment to
I
your art?
respect it greatly. And yeah, like I have a lot of time to commit to my shit I do. But yeah, like it's pretty cool that like, yeah, he was working on shit all night and then we went and shot the video all day. So I don't know. That's why I fuck with him. He was cool. Like I don't know. I've never really tried to link up with like music dudes before that, but that was like the start. And then he helped me get into the beats and shit. He showed me a bunch of shit, like how he makes beats. and that helped me a lot. And yeah, it was just
how would you
it's cool.
describe your aspirations in terms of music
right now?
Yeah, like would you like to be?
It's like,
what's the path that you could potentially take
He's
here?
gonna drop a fucking beat. Kareem and I are gonna lay the tracks on it. We're just gonna get picked up. We're gonna be zillionaires on an island,
okay.
drinking coconut juice out of real coconuts.
I mean, with this, the ceiling is higher in rap, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not having. It's like something I enjoy, just like how I like editing videos,
right?
And I can take a lot of the shit I've learned over the years with that, and now that I kind of understand the program like a little bit, I can apply shit I learned. And I don't care, like, business, I don't care. Like, I don't need that, like, money from rap. Like, I'm not, like, most producers are, like, that's the only thing they have going on. And they're, like, trying to make everything off that. So I'm just, like, right now I send out a bunch of beats for free to everyone. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you use it, I'd be really happy to hear someone rap over it. Like,
would you be super hyped, though, if you had one of your beats used by, like, a bigger name rapper that you love?
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. That's just that's a possibility is, like, a fun part of it. Yeah.
Sick.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Biking? Do you guys want to talk about biking?
Early days of biking.
Okay.
How long have you been biking?
I've been biking for pretty much since, like, I got a bike when I was, like, 7, right? Like, 8, maybe 6.
So 10 years. You've been biking.
Yeah. 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably. Yeah. Like, just. I think my first feeble grind was probably when I was like 13. So we'll say 15 years of grinding. Biking.
What was it on?
Grind biking.
What?
It was on a ledge at the University of Buffalo North Campus on Main Street and Bailey, and it was just a ledge. It's capped now, so
it goes down a 3-stair.
No, it was just a flat ledge, and it was like it goes down.
Is it the one that you did a rocket grind on in your rocket edit back in the day?
I did a 3 to Smith a while ago. Maybe I'll send you the clip. You can cut it in here. Okay. But on the other side, there's like this lower one. I did a 3 to Smith on the right in an old video part, but on the left, there's this ledge that was like, down a 3-stair. And it was like a step down, so it was like around on feeble. And I was with my dad. I don't know why. I must have been younger than 13. I was probably like, 11 or some shit. And me and my dad were like on a bike ride and we went through there. And I think I just did it. Dad. Yeah, my dad was like, Charles, respect the marble or some shit like that. Yeah. My dad's like a mountain biker, and he's like super into like all kinds of bikes. He races mountain bikes, like he races cyclocross. If you know what that is, it's like off-road road biking, like in a circle. So I've always been around bikes, but he like would just take me on the rides, and he was there when I did my first feeble grind.
I remember doing a fucking feeble grind on like a ledge outside of some guy's house, like next door to a fucking house that my dad owned up north, and my dad just being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and realizing like, "Oh, this is actually a significant secret for me is that I'm out destroying property all the time."
Because for you, the only reason it's like, "Oh, this is the lowest ledge here. I'm gonna
I have to grind. There's nothing else.
Perfect one to do this on. There's no reasons not to do it. Like
this is the best ledge ever.
So your pops doesn't really understand it from that angle.
So then from my perspective, your early days riding were spent self-filming yourself riding a pile of dirt in front of the church. True or false?
Yeah, across the street. True.
How old were you when you made that edit? 15, do you have that edit that you can send me, or is this lost?
It was like every edit. I'm used to just make an edit like every couple days.
Yeah.
Like,
what kind of scene was there?
How many on BMX Board posting just
started riding?
Anything. It was awesome. I hated you for like the first year or two. I was like, this guy's
Adam
lame.
Was like, I posted something. Adam didn't really. I don't think he saw the old video. Like I just started. I can't even think what year. I was in high school, so it was probably like 2003 or something. And I had seen web edits. They weren't called like web edits back then, but it was like Jeff Klugowicz's stuff and like
shout out to Jeff
Dom,
and Dom.
Rest
Dom
in peace.
Tirado.
And I think it was through Greg Henry. He like told me about the internet, like the biking
295-pound greasy Italian tank.
Back then he was like 140-pound greasy Italian tank. Greasy Italian tank who was
mini
straight
tank.
edge. Yeah, but he like I don't know. He like started talking about something and it led me to the internet, and then I just kind of started. I remember like the first time I like started like using a video camera. Like before I started riding, I would mess around and make little stupid things. Like I was drawn to it, so then riding fit in perfect with that, and then. Pretty much as soon as I like started like trying a lot of tricks and riding it more, and like I think we were filming it like me and my friends like just in my town, so that's why the dirt bank was in there, because it was like early in the going, I just like that was what we were doing. And
I'm trying to think where I first met you at. It was been like
I know I could tell a story. No, I was in Toronto.
Metro
Toronto
Jam.
One of the first Metro, I think the first Metro Jam I went to. It was the first year after it was RYWS.
How old were you then?
Probably 17. And I went up with my friend Steve Gray. We were staying at the Days Inn, and they don't allow bike bikers to stay there anymore during that weekend, the first weekend in March, because it got fucked up so bad. Every year, people were smashing the ceiling, and there would be like, you go up and down the elevator, and each floor would have like a different type of destruction. It'd be like, one would have just like fucking porn mags ripped up everywhere.
We can never have nice things. This
yeah,
is why
like
we can't have
fireworks,
nice things.
Because we're pieces
smashed,
of shit.
exit sign, yeah, whatever. But we went outside, and you were with some dude named like Chainsaw or some shit like that.
Of course.
Some Ohio guy. Yeah, and we like went and got pizza together, and I was like so starstruck to have met Catfish. Like, yeah, and you're my
But
friend's cousin too.
Yeah, but this is like from the website days, like because I had the thing back then. I had just like started working for DK.
Yeah.
So, but we had known each other, I think, just from catfish.com.
On the internet, yeah. And then when you met me, like I think you knew me because I wrote the contest maybe or some shit like that. And
You had glasses. You were so cute.
Yeah,
You still are cute.
Glasses and helmet back in the day.
I still have glasses. They're just
Inside your
miniature
eyeball
and
now.
Inside
In your
my
eyeball.
eyeballs, yeah. And they suck, yeah. When you
Do you
ride.
remember meeting me?
Yeah, in Rochester, New York.
In Megatory,
and
yep.
Black man offered to smoke myself and Greg Henry up on a blunt for $10 each.
$10 each. Shout out to Desmond Rhodes. That's some real Brooklyn shit right there. Try to charge a dude from out of town.
We're happy. Oh, yeah.
I love that story
Yeah,
so much.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
Black man. I could talk all day about Black man on that Megatour.
Yeah, I was like, I rolled up and I was like, oh, hey, Adam, Charlie. Adam, nice to meet you. I'm like, where's Black man? We're trying to meet Black man. You're like, it's overrated.
The hustle's real.
Yeah. First hotel room of the whole trip, he jerked off in the shower and clogged the fucking drain.
Yeah, I think you told me that. That was the first story you ever told me.
Gross. Am I going to do this? Or yeah, whatever.
He has never done this before. It's the first time ever.
Charlie also had the dubious. We're also psyched to have Charlie here because he's a member of our group text.
Yes,
that
which
we-
is me, Catfish, Brand is the newest addition, Charlie, Brian Kaczynski, Biz Jordan, and Chris Long. And Brian Hunt. Did we say Brian Hunt?
Yes.
Okay.
You had the dubious honor of living in the OSS house for a while, the original OSS house.
Well, the Austin rendition.
The original
he was
and
and
the original
the Cali
Long
version.
Beach. Yeah.
Got any-
Austin
any
house,
good
Jesus.
Any good memories from either of those?
It was
Off
lit.
The dome. Austin stories. All right, I told Kareem the story when we were working at the bar, working security with Byron Anderson.
It's like the only job I've had in my adult life. Yeah.
Yeah, and we like you got in an argument with Alex Platt, and he had a fur coat on.
Oh my god.
We picked him up.
Yeah.
Me and Adam went and got food or something, and then
No, we didn't
came
go to
back.
get food. We went to go entertain some black girls, and
hanging
I
out
was
with
hooking up with mine, and he wasn't hooking
girls.
up with his. Just for the
Yeah.
record, which is not me lying.
It's
It was
coming
just
back
reality.
to me now, yeah.
Yeah, and so Platt was like so mad
Yeah, so
because
we
it
came
took
back and- yeah.
me and him got in such a bad argument after the fact that
Yeah.
I made him like wait after he was working at this place for a while, that because I was fingering a black girl that she kind of looked like you actually, but we got in such a bad argument that he actually stopped the car on the highway. So that was.
Yeah, he had a fur coat on when we picked him up, like a giant fur coat.
Why do you have a fur coat on?
He looked like where the wild things are, those costumes. Yeah. He had that on. He's like, it's a science experiment. We're like, what are you talking about? He's like, I traded it to this guy for like $7.
Right.
And
Because he was cold while he was working.
He
Yeah.
said it was a science experiment. I don't know. That shit was weird.
It was
And
because
then-
Byron Anderson got us to work the door doing
Yeah.
security at some venue for a couple of days. And like me,
Yeah.
Charlie, and Platt all fall into the category of guys
And-
who have a hard time holding jobs because we're crazy.
numerous fights went down, and we were all just kind of standing there like, oh, this is our job.
Yeah.
Like,
They kept having to tell us, like,
Yeah.
hey, like, you have to get involved
Yeah.
if there's a fight. And I'm just like, bro, you can't pay me enough money to get involved in this shit.
Yeah, I get paid $7 an hour. This fight lasts 30 seconds. That's like 25 cents to break up this fight. Like,
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was the
Wild time.
first real job you've ever had?
Oh, jeez.
produce guy. I was a produce man.
The grocery store is usually where it starts.
Yeah, I was stuck in the grocery store for a little bit. Like, just didn't think to do anything else. Like, I was just, I don't know, just not really very self-aware, I guess. Just doing what everyone else does. Get a job, work, get a little bit of money. Produce was cool, though, like, because you can eat a bunch of fruit.
Yeah, and you stack that lettuce.
Tate Roskelly, yeah.
Tate's still holding on strong.
But he's the manager. Like, I worked
Yeah.
under the manager. I'd show up at 6 a.m. He's there. He tells me what
It's
to
a real
set up.
career for Tate. Yeah,
Yeah, it was cool, though, man. You could set up fruit. And any kids out there looking for a fun job, produce guy.
Okay, so you're doing produce. You're riding bikes in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
All the way up through high school,
home
right?
of Buffalo wings,
Buffalo wings were invented
as well as
at the
Buffalo.
Anchor Bar.
Really?
That's where Buffalo is
In
from.
Buffalo.
Real
I never
Buffalo.
thought Buffalo was the reason for Buffalo Wild Wings?
The reason because
the
Wild
wings, not the chain restaurant.
No,
the wings
the actual
themselves.
Buffalo
wings
Wild
themselves.
Wings is named after like the buffalo wing. The reason it's called the buffalo wing is because it was invented in Buffalo by.
You guys just wasted 45 seconds of my life.
Probably a
Buffalo
lot-
wings were
Hold on.
invented in Buffalo, New York.
A lot of
in
people probably think that the
1936.
meat actually
He's
comes from a
New
buffalo.
York. Very interesting.
you
But
think
what
it's
also
like-
is very interesting is that buffaloes are from Buffalo, New York. Did you know that?
Yes, and I was telling you, the buffalo wing was invented on Main Street, around Main Street and Best Street at the Anchor Bar. It wasn't called the Anchor Bar back then, I don't think. But it was invented by an actual buffalo wearing like human clothing, making like he had a chef hat on, and he was the first person to make this wing recipe, buffalo wing.
Charlie always makes me laugh so
Oh, and
hard.
the
I mean, just
buffaloes-
transitions from like real
amazing.
things to
From
fake
Buffalo.
things so smoothly. Yo, so you made it all through high school. You graduated high school. What do you start
Barely,
doing?
I barely graduated high school.
What
like,
was so hard about it? I fall into the same
just
category.
the
Barely made it
attention
out.
span thing, like not really having. Like when I was a little kid, I got diagnosed with very severe ADHD. Like went and did a test, and the doctor was like, "Here's some very strong drugs." And I guess because I was in school and I would test very well, like I would test high, but then I just wouldn't make grades. Wouldn't.
So you're on Adderall or
What does
whatever from
what
a
does
young age?
ADHD
Ritalin?
stand for? Just for our
Dexedrine.
people that don't know.
Attention
A-
deficit
Who doesn't
something disorder.
know that? Yeah,
Hyperactive.
hyperactivity disorder. Yeah, but.
Something.
I guess mine was pretty severe. They prescribed me a shit ton of this stuff called Dexedrine, which is like, I think it's like Adderall, but up a level. Like it's like a lot of Adderall, but it's just, they're all the same. Like they're all kind of meth. But I was in like second grade or third grade, and all of a sudden my grades went from being like, barely passing to like straight fucking A's. Like.
Right.
And then I remember I did that for probably like a year or something. I don't even really know how old I was, but I just told my parents like, I don't like this. I don't like the way it makes me feel. Like it just it zapped my creativity out. Like I don't know. I have all these crazy just thoughts all the time. Like it's hard to it's
Or
hard to keep
beads
it
in your
straight.
mouth.
It's hard. Yeah, beads in my mouth. Happy Halloween.
Bees in my
I don't
mouth.
know.
Bees in my mouth.
ADD, and then you look at a kid that has like a bunch of just random sparse thoughts or whatever. Is that ADD or is that just this kid is like he's a creative kid? Like it's just they can make money selling him a drug, or
Right.
they can they can.
We could
name
force
it
him to
a certain
fit
way.
into this
Yeah,
little
but-
box, or we could let him be himself. Yeah.
And make money off him, or he can
Yeah.
go outside the box. But yeah, I just told my parents like I didn't like the way it made me feel or whatever. But after I went off it, the grades slipped again, and yeah, I just always struggled with school. Always just felt like I wanted to be outside of school, just doing biking.
yeah,
Yeah.
doing biking.
Pretty much.
So where did all this FU? What is
Wait,
this?
but hold on.
BMX?
FU.
Well, yeah, BMXFU.
BMXFU.
When did that
BMX
first
Fu.
come into play? Yeah, we need to talk about this.
All right.
Before we talk about like you dropping out of college and becoming a biker.
I wasn't there. Like it started because Phil Bartlett and Greg Henry, some other people, I'm not sure who exactly was there, were riding down the street in Niagara Falls, and some guy just yelled off a porch, like, BMX, fuck you. So Greg immediately like wrote BMXFU on his bike, and next time I saw him, I'm like, what's that? He's like, BMXFU, BMX fuck you, BMXFU. I'm like, down. Wrote it on my bike. And that's like it. There's no crazy, like, we got together and tried to start, like, it just was like markers on bikes, Sharpie on bikes, and then another guy wrote it on his bike. And then, yeah, a few years later, it turned into the video thing, like many years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like living in Buffalo. There wasn't really like, there was kind of a scene, but it wasn't really like a pop-in, like, street riding scene. Like,
Was this still Jim C there?
Jim C was like, older. He was like my age probably back then.
But he was like the local hero, the only pro in the area,
he was a
right?
big influence, and yeah, shout out to Jim. He was like older though, like, and we didn't really ride as much because he was always trying to like film and do his thing, like kind of like how like I am now, like whatever. He was probably my age doing the same thing, and I was like 16, 17, but there wasn't really a poppin' scene streetwise. Like, I hope I'm not offending anyone. I don't mean that like no one was riding.
I'm sure that like
my friends,
2001
like, yeah.
era Buffalo will be all right.
Yeah, we yeah, but in Niagara Falls, across the border in Canada, shit was really popping.
Okay, yeah.
I ended up just going over there more. The BMXFU name stuck, and we started I just had a camera, and I was always making videos on the internet, and the first Foo video was just like it was just kind of happened through that, like going over the border, like riding a few times a week, stealing my parents' cars, and yeah.
Well, you guys were also a presence at a lot of those big contests. You'd go as a crew, and when one of your dudes would ride, everybody would be screaming, like everybody knew who you guys were.
Yeah.
Because, it was fucked up how it happened. I don't even really know. It just was like we rode a lot, and we were always kind of traveling and filming, and just we're all kind of crazy, and rambunctious and loud, and
made a name for yourselves by acting
blew
up.
And it was on the internet, and I guess back then there wasn't as much stuff on the internet, so I think that was what helped it like early on. And once we started doing the videos, I remember we like premiered the first video. That counts. Like, it was so we were at that point, we were like hanging out in an apartment that I think Greg Henry's older brother Chris Henry like had a lease for, and like a bunch of dudes lived there. And I would just go and just hang out. And this is when we all first started really like smoking a lot of weed, and just getting stony and biking with the boys. And we were just working on the video, and we set up the premiere and everything. And then like 125 people or something came to the premiere. The place was packed. It was like people in the parking lot, like everywhere. It was like, whoa, like this is crazy. Like we just lined up like a stupid premiere up the street. Like me and my friend just walked out of the house probably after just watching videos or riding the backyard ramps and smoking a ton, and just went into a bar like, hey man, like, hey, can we do this video? It's really cool. Like, can we show it here? And like, he was hyped, and then he was like mind blown when he saw how many like people showed up. Yeah, and then we did the second video, and it was like way more, and the third video, and it just was like, until the fifth video, the latest one, it just kept blowing up. Like,
What year did the fifth one come out?
2012, I think.
My fave era was when you guys came to New York, and like you have that whole section in the fourth video where you're running the smoke machine while I'm laying in bed, and there's that
your apartment
What's 4 called?
on Knickerbocker Ave.
Knickerbocker.
4 was called Digital Video Disc.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
When did you first get sponsored, in your opinion? If someone said, who's your first sponsor?
Jim C.
Jim C. and the Sunday hookup?
Sunday Shop, I think technically was my first hookup.
Yeah.
Jim and his buddy JP. JP's an awesome dude. Yeah, JP, I want to talk about, like, just send a little
the whole era,
JP, like, him and Jim, like, own the shop, and they definitely, like, helped me. Like, JP, like, knew a bunch of pro skaters that had done the pro thing, and Jim obviously was, like, a pro rider. So, like, I never really, like, set a goal to, like, be a pro rider or whatever. I like riding, biking, pushing my whatever, tricks and stuff. So those two brought that side into it a little bit for me, and like sort of like put the idea in my head. And Jim like hooked me up frames and stuff, and like JP just like he ran the shop too. So yeah, I got like stuff at cost and some free shit, and they hooked it up. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was a big like boost, just like something happening from riding. Like not really.
Do you remember
was gonna happen.
when Rich Hirsch hit you up to be on Stranger, which was your next sponsor after the Sunday thing?
I think Low Tech was the next one.
Low Tech. So that's how you got under
talking to Rich, because I think Jim was actually like drunk with Rich at some shit like Frostbike. I think like the QBP and whatever Anabike.
Those two drinking together. That's a mental image right there.
Yeah, and I think Rich asked Jim like, "What's up?" Like he was psyched on my riding or something, and then I was like, that blew my mind again. And then he sent me like some like 3 huge boxes of shoes, and I was like buying shoes back then, and it was just like it was crazy. Yeah. And then from there it was just like I don't even know.
Then Stranger
was next. Yeah.
Would you remember where you were when that happened, or where you were in your life?
Man, to be honest, I don't, because I think it happened over like a long period of time.
Right.
It was like
the early OSS Austin house days. That's probably when you first got on there, right?
I don't know. Yeah, that was when Craig got on. Craig was on quite a bit before me, I think.
That was when Craig got on.
Craig came through, like, I first met Craig in Buffalo. He was still on Sunday, and we rode in Texas. And I remember he quit Sunday when he was in Texas for Strangers.
He did at the skate park with Jim. Yeah. He had the conversation man to man. Craig's a real man.
Round Rock Skate Park.
Yeah.
Probably shook his hand. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And then Stranger. I really honestly, man, I can't. I think Rich he just talked to me like back and forth. Like I think he offered me a frame, and it just went from there, kind of thing. And then Stranger was like a big roller coaster ride. It was crazy. We did that mixtape.
Right.
And then
you, Kramus, Craig.
Yeah.
A few other people were in it.
People versus Things.
People versus Things. It's a great video, I have to say. I love it.
I've had a lot of people like say that. Rich helped a lot, like picking music and sending me like samples to use, like video samples and shit like that.
Is that one of the first things you edited that was outside of your crew?
Yeah, I think that was like the first project, full-length project for someone else. And it was fun. I got to use like a different style and like look at it through a different angle and just make decisions that like I wouldn't normally make editing-wise in like a FU video. And it's like a different video. I still watch it from time to time. Like I don't know, it'll just like pop up on YouTube on the side. I'm like, fuck.
What were the earliest? What were your favorite riders and your favorite stuff to watch when you were young, when you were in like high school and stuff?
Okay, yeah. The guy that you guys just interviewed, Ralph
Sinisi. Yeah, that's an easy one.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Ralph
I just
Sinisi.
told him how much I appreciated Can I Eat, because that was the one that like did it for me. Like, Can I Eat?
When I tell him that
Changed-
shit, I almost feel bad
changed
because I
shit.
know how many times he's already heard it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like he's
But
got to hear it
Bob
every
too,
day.
man. Like, Bob made it.
Right.
Thank you, Bob, too. Bob, yeah, Bob, I've known for a long time. He's another like influence too. I would say like to kind of like, you know, give me a little advice here and there. And he, yeah, like Can I Eat was just like something that it was filmed in a way that you could understand. It wasn't like anything crazy over the top. Like the filming was good, and it was like done with a camera that
Everybody
you
had
have
it
that
was
camera or
solid.
something
Yeah.
similar, and the riding was just a different type of riding that was setup riding, I think, at that point, where you don't have to do the biggest rail. You can look a little harder for a cooler rail. Like,
Yeah, like it was okay to ride
Yeah,
curves. It's
so,
okay
like-
to do a little ledge line.
yeah, like I fucked around making videos when I was younger, but then when that came out when I was in high school, it really like me and my friends watched it. I remember like my friend called me, my friend Benny like called me over there to watch it because he got it from Dan's that day or whatever. And like, yeah, we watched it, and I feel like he had a camera, and right after that, we started like filming and editing like crazy. And that was like the first place I ever like made like an actual like edit, like in an editing program.
Right.
Have you always ridden like a unique
Yes.
style?
You want
He's
to talk
al-
about? Oh, sorry, we
yes.
can go back to influences though, because I want to like.
Okay,
shout out
let's
a
talk
few
more
riders.
influences, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I got off topic.
No.
George D.
Oh yeah.
Huge. Like just seeing like, I remember always thinking about like half cab to rail. Like I always had like an inclination. I don't know why, for like doing like a half cab onto something, and then he did it in his standpoint bio, and it was just like a moment where I was like, damn, like I'd seen people kind of try him, and he did it, and it just like, yeah, it changed everything. It opened up like that, opened up the realm of like backwards rail biking.
Which you've done a lot of cab to
Favorite
rails.
kind of biking, like, yeah. I usually go to cities and people take me to like little ledge setups and stuff, and like I like that stuff. I don't know, I think I have a reputation for riding it or something because I will film clips on stuff like that, but my favorite shit is like a good rail, man. Like,
Yeah.
where you can do something new on kind of thing. Like George D or like any dude that did like, yeah, just like tech stuff down, maybe not the biggest rail, but
Who
something
else?
new.
Other influences.
Bob, Jim C, huge, just because I grew up there, and he would always like coach me like a little bit, just like kind of talk shit like how we always do. Like if you were doing something that he saw you could, you know, take a step farther, like make into something new, like he put that idea in my head of like riding should be, you should go out and maybe try to think
to
of a new
progress and really
thing,
care,
like,
yeah.
like think outside the box. And
So you think he helped you with that influence? Because Jim was
Yeah.
always a dude who, as he said, he was just trying to figure out what was possible.
yeah, because at first you just kind of emulate what you see, and then that idea popped in my head of like, you can think of something you haven't seen, and you can just sit there until you do it. Pretty much, like
Yeah.
you can do anything you want if you just sit. And Jim is like one of the most persistent, like try a trick a million times, and just seeing that growing up, like probably did a lot.
Yeah.
Other riders, other bikers that I like. All my friends that I rode with back in the day too. Like when I started riding with the Foo guys at first, like Lee Dennis, Greg Henry, Chris Orbell, Glenn Hort. I'm gonna forget someone. They're gonna be so bummed at me, but all those dudes, just seeing that next level, Sean Swain,
Right.
just like
Josh Irvine.
yeah, like it's you can watch videos and stuff all you want, but when you see it in person, it's totally like it's more relatable. It just hits you harder. And I just remember like just go to the skate park and just sit there and just watch them, like afraid to drop in. And then that's just they all rode pretty like weird too back in the day. Like my friend Orbs, like he would always do the 180 Smith tap stuff, and that's like a huge. Every trick I film is like a 180 Smith now. I don't know.
You know, that's true. Like how a lot of scenes have sort of like a distinctive style. Like if you think
Yeah.
about Salt Lake City, there's like a strong like creative
each
streak.
biker
And
in the scene kind of has his own thing going
I think
on.
right, but I think you guys kind of had that with the early BMXFU videos too, where you'd have like just a shitload of different people who were doing different things, and that
Yeah.
gave the videos an awesome
It just
vibe.
it happened like that just because the scene was so good, and it's almost like everyone just kind of like decided to do their own thing because they wanted to do something different because they wanted the video to be good.
It's amazing to me because Buffalo's not an area that necessarily would have had a big scene or like the Niagara area all around there. But then
Yeah,
because of Charlie and because
No,
he
no,
was
no.
actually the dude who actually went out and made videos.
Yeah,
Well,
they
who
have a
else?
shitload of
Who else
skateboarders.
is
Let me
us
just
credit?
say that
You guys have a lot of good
before I
parts.
even did any of that shit though, like the Niagara scene has been like crazy good. Like Paul Buchanan, legendary rider, came from like St. Catharines, Ontario, that's like the city that Foo is like. It's like Niagara and St. Catharines are like right next to each other. Paul B had like a crazy scene with like this dude Jay Smith, who's like he was like the hero for the Niagara guys who could he could bunny hop like bar height shit back in the day on like a 50-pound bike. So all those guys in Niagara had like crazy hops just because of that guy Jay Smith like 10 years ago or whatever. Like, well, now it's like 25 years ago or something crazy like that. Yeah. But that scene has been going crazy. And then, yeah, when we started making the videos, it just got a little more attention, I would say. But yeah, it was just kind of like a crazy untapped like epicenter of creativity and just pushing riding and yeah. And then Gym C right over the border. I don't know. Everything just kind of lined up. It was all in the right place.
Did you always have a different style of riding? I know that you did because I remember your early videos. Even early on, you had your own style that was sort of relates back to the way you ride now. But I mean, it was just really different at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just that was probably after I got all this influence a little bit. You know, like grew up kind of learning to ride around all that shit, and then I think when I started making videos, it was just sort of like look at what's out there, think of something different kind of thing. Like, and then when I ride, it was just always, just like exploring shit and just fucking around. And like, back then, like I was still learning a lot of like the tricks that I do like a lot now. So yeah, I had like other stuff kind of going on that got phased out that didn't have that lasting. Like when I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, you have like tricks in the repertoire. So do you think your riding has become less creative or less outside the box and more? Do you have more of a formula with the stuff you like to do now?
I'd say it's just more picky, like way more picky, and like I've gotten better with like learning to like pick and choose a setup. Like I used to just try to film something on everything, and it would lead to a lot of clips that I just wouldn't use, and it's a waste of time. Like nowadays, like I love the whole like just keep it moving, because you never know. Like you get to 5 spots in a day. If you're trying to get something on everything, you can get to fucking 20 spots. If you just let's go. Like find something else, and then like you might find something down the road that you can do like in 3 tries. That's like your favorite clip, like in the whole section kind of thing. So I just look a little bit harder now.
I think you're a dude who you take a lot of pride in riding a lot. Can we talk about the importance of actually just being out there on your bike? Because
biking every day is important.
Right. Like I think a lot of people sometimes like they think like, oh, I'm a BMX rider, but they don't go riding all the time. And I think that's something that like you are not a fan of.
It's just like. For me, I don't really like make a decision to go biking every day. It's like I need to do it to feel like good, like and not be a fucking dickhead to everyone around me, and just be like crazy and like stressed out. And I need to go and ride at least like the skate park for like an hour a day, just to be like, okay, I can still do it. Okay, all right, good. Like I have this crazy like paranoia about my like level of riding that's like pushed me forward. It's not like I want other people to think I'm good. It's just like a personal like I like to be this good. Like I don't know.
But what's your average day out riding like?
It can vary, like
because you live in Austin, Texas.
I have a few different like kinds of days.
Exactly.
You know, like,
I always like talking about this.
Some days it'll be like the early morning, like link up, try to hit something like a skate park and just like mess around before it gets too hot down there. Like right now it's super hot in Texas.
Yeah.
So we'll do that sometimes, or try to film like I don't know. Lately it's just so hot. Like to do any clip that you would be like psyched on, I don't know.
It's just too hot. Yeah.
To
makes
do
it a whole different thing.
Something
it's still
crazy.
Hot this time of year.
I mean, 2 weeks ago when I was there, it was like, it was crazy during the day. There were a few days that were decent, but still like close to 100. And that sort of made me, just switch over to like ride a park every day to keep it, and then like go find setups at night and like try to film shit at night, light shit up, or like, when the weather does get a little bit better, like wintertime, we just go crazy and like drive around all day and like, I usually, I like to chill like some days too, and my friends have an issue with that at times.
What do you mean by chill?
Like if I wake up and I'm not feeling great, some guys like to just go out and like, oh, we're going out every day at this time, like, and it's like, oh, I feel like shit, like I'm gonna go out and feel worse, or you can chill, maybe work on an edit, you know.
Well, you need the chill days for sure. Yeah,
and then you get the motivation to ride, and then that kind of makes your body feel a little bit better, and you kind of think like, oh yeah, like this spot, let's go, and then you like have a great day, like, but like maybe like the last like 3 hours of the day, like before it gets dark.
You couldn't expect to like, no trainer would tell you that it was a good idea to exercise every day. In reality, like you need that time to let your muscles heal. Sometimes, if you're going to be doing a fucking up rail or something that like actually wears you out, you know?
Yeah.
What kind of obstacles do you like to bike on?
Biking obstacles. My favorite biking obstacles include, I think I said earlier, like a nice, like a trick rail, like a medium-sized rail, maybe like a 10-stair. Like,
what's your favorite rail of that kind you ever rode?
That one in Nashua, New Hampshire.
My first rail. One of
I
few.
think about that rail.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's
A
so
lot.
good. Every time I go back, I go look at it and
Yeah, I
just
wanna
think
go
about
do
how
some
great
more.
it is. Yeah.
Some more biking tricks there, and then just like a bank to ledge too is good because maybe one you can grind to, kind of something that keeps your momentum. I like to leave tricks with like a little bit more speed than I enter the trick. I don't like up rails. Up rails are my least favorite biking obstacle. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They suck.
Who's the best
Uncomfortable.
biker of all time?
Ever?
Present company excluded. So not me, Began or Catfish or
Best
Kareem.
biker of all time, dude. I don't know.
When you say best,
Who's the first person that popped in your
there's a
mind?
lot of criteria you could do. You could do best of
Eric
all time.
Elstrand
You could do
popped in
most
my head.
important of
Eric
all time. You could do
Elstrand.
favorite. You could do
Yeah.
best right
Most
now.
I want the
versatile.
first person that pops into their
Most
head.
versatile, Eric Elstrand. That's
Edwin.
why I would say like
Edwin.
Edwin.
How about you?
Yeah, Eric just has a
Best
bunch of different
ever?
kinds of biking.
Best biker ever.
Elstrand makes sense to me that you think
Josh
of him.
Harrington?
Well,
Josh
that's
Harrington.
certainly an interesting
Very good
choice. I
biker.
mean, yeah,
Vegan.
amazing. Yeah.
Best biker ever.
Harrington's really good. Garrett's good.
There's no
Garrett.
way that Began
Garrett.
would think of Harrington if Kareem didn't just say
Garrett.
Harrington.
Garrett.
He's like the OG Dennis almost because he used to ride dirt jumps.
Yeah.
He cannonballed off a fucking roof.
No, yeah, that's for real. Harrington, amazing, super underrated because a lot of people wouldn't think to say him in their list like that. I think Edwin because he had the most impact on me
He
personally.
did too. Yeah, he had a huge impact on.
I say
on
Chad DeGroot.
Shit.
I like Elstrand as a pick because
Just
Elstrand
currently,
is the
yeah.
greatest convergence of like the crazy,
Yeah.
super creative,
What kind of
like
biking you want, bro? I got it
plus
all, yeah.
the ridiculous skill level, plus the like he could probably like Elstrand could probably beat Gary Reynolds in a game of bike
On flat
big
ground.
words.
on anything. I think because he's out of the box.
And everyone knows that.
I saw
the
him one time
best-
turn his bike into a grocery cart.
Yeah, the Mike Brennan, the
Everything.
running man.
No, he just meant like a real transformer. I
he
think.
put like shop like grocery items on his bike.
Can we
your
get
fa-
that
what-
Eric
what's your-
Elstrand versus Garrett Reynolds on
what's
the
your
TCU
favorite
YouTube? Thank you very
Favorite
much.
food? Healthy boys food, like
Healthy
good food that
boys.
makes you feel good.
You eat healthy?
Yes, I try to when I'm at home. On this trip, I've been eating absolutely horrible and have a very low level of energy every day. I'm not sure if that's the wax and the weed, but
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna blame it on the shitty food. But yeah, I don't know what my favorite food is, man. Like a big salad with like some kind of protein in the mix.
Do you love living in Austin, and why won't you move here and hang out with us all the time?
I do love living in Austin. If I moved here, we would probably have fun all the time.
Which would suck.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'd be cool. Austin's cool because it's like a little smaller than LA. It's definitely easier to like just get out and do something like real quick kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
And
Better for pedaling.
yeah, not as many other bikers too out biking. So a
You
lot of
you
the
think
biking
that? I think that
spots-
Austin has a fucking insane amount of bikers.
There's a lot of bikers. Yeah. Most people that bike in Austin like.
Don't ride like you, or don't ride street.
Well, like, yeah, I never really had the problem, like, not to try to, like, brag. It's not a brag, but, like, going to a spot and, like, oh, what's been done here?
Right. It's not as over the top
Yeah,
of that.
like,
Yeah.
I like to, usually I'll find something just, like, up the street. Like, people take me to spots, like, and I very rarely, like, ride, like, that spot and get a clip. I'm always, I don't know.
Look around.
Yeah, I
Who's
like
your
to
crew
just-
though? Riding in Austin.
In Austin? Right now it's, like, Seeley, Brett Silva, Brett's roommate, Weston. Right now, Brad Sims is there. And then Mag Wheel Guy, Devin Lampman, bunch of dudes. Yeah,
Brian Hunt?
there's like Brian Hunt every once every six,
Once
7
every
weeks. I
yeah.
see him, Mabel
I
Davis,
was gonna say 30 to 60
Aaron
days.
Ross.
Aaron Ross. Yeah, he yeah.
You have beef with Aaron Ross?
No, Aaron's cool.
But
No.
didn't you guys
No
have like a
beef.
disagreement in the past? What was this?
I don't think so.
No?
I think there's always been like weird like talk back, like I don't know, in between.
There's a
the
lot
two
of
us or
internet
something.
misunderstanding.
Well, do you feel like you have tension with people in Austin?
Somewhat, because of like one thing that happened at Shakespeare's. I punched the owner of Shakespeare's in the face, and it was I was very drunk, and I don't really remember it, but I feel it was justified. The man in question was insulting my girlfriend, and it just happened, and a lot of crazy stories got out, and there's a few dudes in Austin that I kind of would hear kind of stuff popping up, but I don't know. That's like a long ass time ago, and I think most of that shit is kind of blown over. I don't have a problem
You
with
don't-
really anyone.
Let's
Do-
increase
do-
the peace.
Yeah. What was that? Craig?
Exactly.
That's it. And Charlie, check them.
Check them. Oh, so do you not actively have any like beef on your own end? Are you cool with
I don't
everybody?
try to start any beef. No.
Well, word on the street is Charlie walked up to the kids like, "Hey, you popping at the mouth right there? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, stop that right there."
Who did he say
And-
that to?
and-
It did not go that way. No.
I doubt he said it like that. at
No, I was
least.
just like chilling. I was like with Tony Ennis talking about videos and shit. I was having like the best night ever, and then he like brought me over and like tried to like put me in my place, and then he started saying crazy shit, and I don't remember hitting him, and then he was like on the ground like 6 feet away, and then a bunch of people jumped on us, and then next thing I knew, I was in the alley, like walking away. It was crazy, yeah.
Do you feel like you've been blackballed in a certain sense?
No, I haven't really faced any hardships as a result of the incident in question. I don't think. Not to my knowledge, I don't know. I literally blacklisted because Taj Mihelic, he sent me a picture. It happened over Texas Toast or whatever, like on Friday night, I think, and then Saturday was like pro qualifying. I was supposed to ride, didn't end up riding. And there was like, Taj was cleaning shit up like Sunday or something like that, and he found a slip on the ground that was like the registration thing for like Saturday, and it said like, in marker at the bottom, blacklisted Charlie Crumlish. I don't know who did it, and he thought it was funny as fuck, and he asked me what it was for, and I told him like I punched that dude, and he's like, oh, I hate that dude, like I'm so happy you punched him. And I was like, Taj, like, I don't know, that's cool. Like that, like I was getting a lot of shit from a lot of people for doing it at that point, and Taj was like, good job. Me and my buddies are like, I can't remember who he was with, some other like crazy legend. They're like,
You and
really
Taj
stoked.
throwing down.
Taj is cool. I met him in Austin, and we always talk back and forth. And I talked to him about doing like a Fairdale video with like a virus video with like mountain bikes and BMXers, like for all the dudes I like film with pretty much.
You should
like,
make a
trying to do
video with
tricks on
Taj.
them
I
and
approve
shit.
of this concept, yeah.
Just to promote, like, I don't know, yeah, Fairdale. Like, we talked about it, and he was like, yeah, let me know what bikes you need. And I was like, I like got like cold feet because I was like, I don't want to order like bikes from Taj and then end up not doing this thing or end up making something whack. I don't know.
How'd you become a part of the S&M, the building family?
It was crazy. I think, well, like the Stranger thing went on. I was on Stranger for a while.
Right, yeah.
Rich was like trying to make shit happen with Stranger, and he was like facing just a lot of dead ends, and he had, I think, a lot of other stuff going on. Just
This is when it wasn't
business-wise.
associated with Tip Plus like it is now, so it was like a whole
Yeah.
different era of Stranger for those who don't remember, yeah.
Yeah, so it was before it was like had a distro, and it was basically like a company that was just, we had frames for like the team and like a batch over here and like
Right.
here and there. And I think we like, myself and Craig had kind of just been like talking back and forth. Like, we didn't want to hurt Rich's feelings. He had been like such a good friend for so long, helped us out in so many ways. Like the low tech coastline, I'm sure like helped me in the future. Like just kind of, I don't know, whatever, like boost things up. And we didn't want to just leave and kind of fuck him over. But at that point, it really wasn't anything. And he sort of just acknowledged like,
It's a fair
it was
decision,
just like we didn't get the offer and then stepped down. We stepped down just because it was kind of just not like going where we wanted it to go. And then after we stepped down, Jordan Utley from Salt Lake City hit me up. Here you go, bud. And
Kareem, designated roller.
use the Elements. They're better.
Where they at?
All right, so Jordan Utley sent me like a random message, and I guess like the first year of Toast, before the incident that we just spoke about, I rode, it was like the first year I rode Toast. I think it was like the second year they did Toast, and I rode in pro and I qualified, and then I don't know what I got, like probably like something in there below 10, but after 16. And then I guess Moeller was there judging, so he saw my riding and like never had really checked on my videos, and then he watched videos and he was hyped or something. But he didn't tell me, he didn't say anything for like, this is like 2 years later or something. Or no, it was like a year later. It was about a year later. And Utley hit me up. He's like, Moeller kind of like was talking about you guys, you and Craig. Like, at that time, Utley was going to make this new S&M video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what happened with that. He seems like he's busy with like non-riding, non-biking shit. But
I like how you keep correcting yourself.
I didn't mean to say riding. I meant biking. But yeah, he just was like, would you guys be down for like ride for S&M? At that point, like we had gotten like a few little offers, like kind of talked to a few companies, and S&M was like, that's like my dream sponsor, you know, like that's like everyone's like the coolest company. I'm biased now, but back then I wasn't. And,
A lot of people would agree.
yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, USA Made is cool. It's like something different. And yeah, yes, and we were just like, holy shit. And we kind of like, I think we were out here for maybe the Ruin Your Whole Summer premiere. And we went and met with Moeller, like he wanted to meet us. We talked to him, and nothing came of it for a while, like maybe like 6 months or something. And then all of a sudden it was like, I think Craig had it like, he was actually going to like follow through on an offer. And I was like, all right, yeah, like do it, like whatever. And then he told Moeller like, hey man, just thanks for the offer, but this. He's like, no, I want you and Charlie on S&M. Like,
Right.
yeah. So then like holy shit. And then before I
made it
knew
happen.
it, yeah, I had like a S&M frame, like prototype, and it was crazy.
Has
Shit
this
moved
been
fast.
it's been a crazy experience being on the team and everything?
Yeah, and just like becoming like a big part of it, and like we're working on the video, and it's just like it's crazy. Yeah,
What's Moeller like in your opinion?
very trusting.
Yeah?
Yes.
Trusting in you.
Everyone,
Right.
like people that other
he lets
people
him drive the van. He lets Kareem drive the damn
people
van.
that other people wouldn't trust.
Right.
Because if you have someone around and you don't trust them, they feel that they are untrusted, and it like affects the way they perform. I feel so like
Right.
if you have this trusting, laid back kind of like, I don't know Moeller super well, like hung out with him a bunch of times, you know, but he's very like Hoder, like.
Yeah, he puts a lot of dudes on the team that other people wouldn't fuck
Troy
with.
McMurray, like
Right.
that, we've talked about that a lot. Yeah, like
Kareem,
this guy over here.
crackhead.
Who else is fucking with this guy? Yeah.
A lot of crazy dudes over the
Moeller's-
years.
yeah,
Stricker, he kept
trusting
Stricker
is
on the
a-
team
yeah.
for a million years.
But like that's kind of how I've tried to look at like life. Like if something goes wrong and you freak out about it, like what does that really change about it? Like
Right.
if you just try to not let little things set you back, you stay focused on your goal, like no matter what, you reach your goal sort of thing. Like you find a way around the setbacks. Don't worry about it. Like that's kind of, it seems
Right.
like that's Moeller's approach too. Yeah, so once we met and like we talked, we kind of got along real well, and like he's very trusting is the first word that comes to mind.
Has
for sure.
being on the S&M Pro team been as amazing as the average kid might think that being on the S&M Pro team is?
It's been pretty fun. Yeah, we've done like a bunch of trips for the new video.
Mexico.
Shit's been going very well. The video's very good. A lot of good biking tricks in it, on a lot of biking spots.
And you're editing the new S&M video.
Yes,
A lot of people might
yeah.
not know that.
When
Yep.
does the volume video come out?
When does the
Oh wait,
ask Tate?
No, but you have to, because that's a line from the Tate
Something that
Ross
got
Kelly
cut out.
podcast, but then I cut it out
Yeah,
of the
that's
real
okay.
podcast. You have to go look at the Team Weed 420 Instagram if you want to see that.
It is
that
on there. I forgot I put it on there.
Yeah, it's so funny.
yeah,
Follow
talk
at Team
about
Weed
what is
420.
what is this Team
What is Team Weed?
420?
Is that the new BMX
It's another
food?
fake thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Is BMXFU fake?
it's a subset, I would say, of BMXFU. BMXFU is real. We have a lot of exciting things in the works. Trent Barker has been running the web store and doing a great job. And yeah,
Lots
we
of great stickers.
threw out a bunch of new shit, hoodies, like t-shirts, all that shit. And he's like, I could never do that side of things. Like I tried to do the BMXFU web store, I think like 3 separate times, and I think I still owe like a few people orders. Like I'm sorry if you're listening to this.
Doing orders is not for everybody.
Yeah, I can't manage
I was
shit, dog.
horrible at it.
I can't do that every day. Like, but Trent is killing it, so that has pushed things forward a lot. And then new video coming out, Foo 6.
Yeah.
What's it called?
You've been talking about this for a long time. What's it going to be like?
It's gonna be like the other ones, but newer, better. Lots more good things, biking things in it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like it's been forever in the works. I made like a half-done timeline, and then we like sat on it for a while, and it kind of got stale. And I was gonna add shit to that one, and then I'm like, no, like I'm gonna make a new one. 2 weeks ago, like I started editing the new one, and it was like it's crazy. It's just like a lot of like samples, a lot of like just out of the box shit, kind of like a different style and like different titles, and then. My computer was stolen on this trip.
Yes,
So,
it
like,
was. Can we talk about this story?
I'm working on the video for 6 years, and I start editing like what's going to be the final cut, and my computer's immediately stolen. It's like some evil shit.
Let me tell this story. I was going to meet up with Charlie. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you and Trevor out riding. I'll come film a webisode.
Last week.
I'll meet up with you.
Yeah.
So I drive to meet them at this full pipe spot in Lake Elsinore. It's the middle of fucking, well, it's not really the middle of nowhere. It's not that
the
far
edge
off.
of nowhere.
Right. It's not a hugely populated area. So I pull up in my car. And when I pull up,
It's very big for skydiving, by the way.
Yeah.
is it? I don't think you. But I pull up and I see that the door of the van is open. I get a little closer. I'm like, oh, nobody's in the van. And then I'm like, oh, and the window's broken. Oh, and there's a
Yeah.
giant rock there. So I go over and I'm like, because there's like a fence to hop and stuff like that. I'm like, Charlie,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna want to come over here. The van got
Yeah.
broken into. I figured I would just break it to him right on the spot. And I hear him say to Trev, he's filming for a website. He's just fucking with us.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I was not.
all right. So before Adam rolled up, I'm filming Trevor in the full pipe,
Bloody
setting
penis.
up my camera. Trevor's warming up to film this transfer, like between two full pipes kind of line. He overcarves, gets sent out, falls, starts yelling, checks inside his pants, and he starts yelling, like, my dick is bleeding, my dick is bleeding. And I can see, like, I'm like 50, 75 feet away, and I can see very bright red dick blood coming out of the tip of his penis, on his stomach, getting all over, and we're all freaking out. And then Adam pulled up pretty much, like, right kind of, like, just after the dick blood kind of
And Adam Ray had to put his
coagulated.
lips on it to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I sucked it off like a bris.
Yeah, he's a rabbi.
Smoking penises.
We smoking
We are smoking
penises.
penises out
Shout out
here.
Trap Trevi.
Anybody who just go Google Young Thug smoking penises.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Or
about
check
it.
at
for the
Team
sake
Weed
of, for the
420.
sake of Charlie, please go back in slow-mo Adam's laugh right there. Play it
We
twice.
smoking penises. That's like my
Yeah.
favorite tweet of all time.
So,
but you got to understand, it
yeah.
felt really weird because it's like I roll up and I have to break the bad news to him. And
Yeah.
you know, people say like, don't shoot the messenger.
We already had the worst news ever, the dick blood.
The dick blood, right? And then they're telling me about the dick blood, and I'm thinking like, well, nothing could be crazier than the fact that your van just got robbed. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, well, this dick blood was pretty crazy. I did admire your attitude and all that because you were just kind of like, oh, my computer got stolen. Fuck
What
it.
can
Like,
you do?
Yeah.
What
Get
can you do
stitches?
exactly?
In his dick blood?
Nah,
No, he's all right.
stopped bleeding and he just
What
let
happened?
it ride. He's buffing it. It just buffed itself out.
No,
Can-
but how did it? How did he do it?
I
He
know.
overcarved and just hit his dick on something.
We don't know what it was.
Handlebars.
Can I ask
C,
you?
probably.
I just thought of the best question ever. Can we talk about you getting circumcised as an adult?
At age 17,
Why? Why did this happen?
man, I just had like some. I don't know how to phrase
It
this.
was sort of
dude.
unsanitary at times.
No,
You-
it was not unsanitary at any times. It was that my beanie was too tight for my head to poke
Right,
out of
you-
it.
you-
I
you
couldn't put
sprouted
my
a
beanie
large-
off. I
a
couldn't take my
large-
beanie off
right.
or something, I guess.
Put it like a turtleneck.
It didn't fit all together right, which is weird that God could design a human being whose penis would not work correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a sweatshirt sometimes when you just can't get out.
It was like I grew faster than my sweatshirt, I guess. So I had to get my
You
sweatshirt
are
cut
a tall
off.
person.
This was like a Seinfeld episode where they never
Yeah.
actually say what they're talking about. But so what was it like going through that? Was it incredibly painful, as we're all assuming?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was stitched up for like a month,
How long did you have to wait until you could J off again?
1 month.
Wow. Well, a month. Do you have wet dreams in that period?
No, I don't think so.
You were so young that it's maybe like if someone told me
17.
right
Did you
now,
have a period in that period?
I think I had a girlfriend. I was like 17, so it was just like
if somebody was like, you can't ejaculate for a month,
31 days.
like I don't even know. Does no communication. This does not work.
Life
Yeah.
worth living.
I would kill myself. I don't know.
It's just you don't think about it. Like
Yeah,
there's stitches in
you
your
got it.
penis.
When you're 17, I guess you're not as
Yeah.
addicted to jerking
Stitches
off.
on
Maybe
No, you're probably like
I got
more, but
stitches
yeah.
on my
stitches on my dick.
Has
I like
anyone
that.
else ever had stitches on their dick that they remember? Or was it just when you were a
No.
baby?
No real injuries in that
Okay.
sense, you know.
What else are we talking about? Team Weed 420. You want to know about that shit, Catfish?
Yeah,
That was what that one question was, right?
yeah. That's how we all
Yeah,
started.
Team Weed
on,
just
yeah.
started on like a Merritt trip, and there were like 4 dudes that smoked weed, 4 guys that didn't smoke weed, and DeMarcus Paul was like, "Oh, Team Weed," and me, Chris Childs, Began, and Greg Henry were like, "Yeah, like
Team Weed.
And they were like, "Fuck, Team Weed's taken. Team Weed 420." And then yeah, it was just like a fake thing, and it still is. But I might try my hand at the web store thing again soon, and just work on a bunch of weird shit. It's like a subset of BMXFU, some collabs in between both stores, link up kind of thing, and just
Right.
get back into that side of things because I have a little bit more free time than I did when I was trying to do the store. So we'll see what happens. It'd be cool to just put something out there like different.
What's Charlie Crumlish got planned for 2016?
Is that next? That's next year.
That
A lot of biking. A lot of biking.
That was funny. What you're pointing at me like it's not funny.
I just love your laugh.
Charlie has the most deadpan humor. He's always just been one of the people that I think is the funniest
I love
fucking
it.
people on
Thanks,
earth.
man.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's just so. It's just the
Thanks,
way he
dude.
says things without acknowledging that he's joking around just makes me laugh.
What
What is a
inspires
joke?
you?
What was the last question that we didn't get to?
Drop my Tecate. That was bad.
I feel like I had an
That was
answer
about
that
your
gonna come
penis
out.
head.
No, that was the one
No,
before
you
that
did
one.
do that one right. Yeah.
Food, we're talking about.
I don't know. He laughed at.
Could you beat up Craig in a fight?
Yes.
Would you beat
Well,
up
he's
Craig
like
in a
crazy.
fight?
I said
strong,
what
dude.
inspires you. I
He's
said
crazy
what
strong. I
inspires
don't know. He's got like crazy like
Retard.
dense.
Retard
dense
strength. Kareem just volunteered that.
Yeah.
I love Craig,
But
but
he's too far from the
how would
mics,
you
he can't
describe Craig Passero to the people out there? Because he's kind of an enigma. People
He's
don't
a
really know
planner.
that much about him.
He's a planner and a
Yes, he's
scheduler.
kind of neurotic, right?
But it helps me hanging out with Craig because I think we got down with each other because he's different than me. He brings this whole scheduling, planning.
Right.
What are we gonna ride? How are we gonna ride? What kind of clip do you want to? I don't know. Just like super on it and like super energetic. And yeah, that like I just kind of soak that in when I'm hanging out with him and end up getting like a lot of clips whenever I hang out with Craig.
Because when I was friends with you and I was friends with Craig, and then you guys met all on this trip, and then you guys were just in love, and you just sort of became
Like
this.
right
like-
off the bat,
Yeah,
day I
it's
met
weird when
Craig,
I think about it,
I
you
filmed
know?
like 3 clips of him, and then we ended up hanging out for like a week, and he filmed like a half a
Oh,
section
pass it
for
this way.
like
It'll be all right. Yeah.
Filmed a half a section for like Fu 3, I think. And
Remember when we went to Barcelona?
Yes, with Craig and Adam.
Holy that was so fucking sick.
And
Barcelona, man.
A bunch of people. Yeah, Barcelona's amazing. Anyone that can go there.
Grant
go there.
C. Hinkins, Alfredo, Alex Donici. We had quite the lineup out there.
Yes, Grant C. and
Mark.
Hinkins. They were on a different schedule than us. Speaking of schedules.
Or Mark.
Shout out to Mark.
Mark wanted to ride a mini
Mark
ramp.
Delfrano.
Mark. We rode street with him for like a week. Didn't do shit. We go to a mini ramp. Did like the sickest fucking nose wheelie on
Yeah.
it. Like did not ride street once.
Yeah. And
It was,
at first
my,
we
it, was
rode
my, it was
by
my homie Mark Delfrano from
Yeah.
Ohio, and he wanted to come out to Barcelona. I was like, yeah. And he booked his flight, and then Monster asked me to do a contest in Holland, and my babe was there, and they flew her out too. So I was
That's
like, oh,
sick.
I got to go there. These are my friends.
It's just funny to
He,
think that we rode with him that whole time, thinking that
yeah.
he could not do any tricks, and then he did the sickest trick as soon as we
Yes.
found a mini
Shout
ramp.
out
But
Mark
that mini
Delfrano.
ramp, we rode by it, and we were like, ha ha,
Yeah.
ha, we should go ride
He
that
was
mini
probably
ramp.
not stoked that we
No,
did
we
not
were
even
like,
stop to
we
ride
should go
it.
ride that stupid, whatever.
probably rode by, like,
and then
3
he
or
was
4
like,
skate
he was
parks
actually
and
like,
fucking-
oh, I really wanted to ride it. And then we like went over, and then he did a nose wheel, and we were all hyped, yeah.
Compare street riding and skate park riding. Do you love one and hate the other, or do you love both?
Well, riding, not so much. Biking, skate park biking is good, and street biking, I like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're just different. Like street it can be like go out and have a bad time kind of thing. Like
All the time. Yeah.
yeah. Skate park is just a nice, easy, like I was saying, I think I said something earlier, like just feel good about, you can do all your little run and then you go home 20 minutes later.
A little
feel
confidence
good.
boost because you'll always be able to
Exactly.
find a little something that you could learn, you could do.
Just
Yeah.
feel good and then take that confidence to street kind of thing. But yeah, street is just like, especially in Austin, like we rode a lot of shit, and to find something now, it takes like a 30, 40 minute drive outside and look around, maybe not find anything, just drive around all day. But there's times where, like a lot of times where you're in that mood where you
Right.
want to like just kind of go out in the car and chill for a little bit before you want to ride. But yeah,
Do you feel like people act too hardcore about being street
anti-skate
riders?
park. When it comes to videos, I understand the value of like a cool piece of architecture in the streets. It's not meant to be ridden.
Right.
Like that to me
It's
is
amazing. It's such a cool
yeah,
feeling.
like
But
I look for spots probably just as much as I ride. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's fun. That's like a huge part of it. So you can watch skate park videos can be so crazy and so impactful, but yeah, it just doesn't have that. Like, it's not to say that it's less or anything, because it has like something that street riding doesn't have. But I prefer to film the street side of things.
yeah.
Yeah, document the things we find and the riding.
Do you think people take BMX too seriously in general?
Some people, yeah.
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 Are you opposed to that?
Some people just would sit around and talk too much about everything.
Right.
It's more just you can go ride and not have to worry about it. It's a release from all that. So when people get tied up and start talking about how they don't like riding or like don't like the state of riding, it's so crazy because it's just what you make of it.
This is what
go
you
out and
do.
ride,
Yeah, you
and
chose this. If you don't like it, what the fuck is
why are
wrong
you
with
talking
you?
about it? It
Yeah.
seems like you like to talk about it because you're doing it. Like that's I don't know. That's like not to talk shit on anyone in particular, but yeah, just go ride.
Did you
talk
start the
about
whole
it.
biking movement as like kind of a thing against like the overtly particular?
I don't think I even started. I don't know who the fuck started that shit.
I hated it for a long time.
I
'Cause
think like
you're-
we just
you're
started
whack.
saying it on the last Merritt trip, maybe Began. I don't know.
Start saying it a lot. You make
More, yeah, we started saying more on that trip.
biking buddies.
For a while, I hated the word biking.
Yeah,
Like,
when
I
you're-
hated when
yeah,
people
yeah.
call it biking.
We're
Yeah,
gonna go biking.
yeah, like don't call it biking, it's riding.
Yeah,
And then it
that's the
just
old school way of
became
thinking.
Funny to say biking because it makes it less serious
See,
inherently.
and now the more this spreads, the funnier that's going to be, because to riders it's hilarious, but to people that don't know,
Yeah.
they think we're being normal.
But you could break it down like riding is like trying to ride and film a clip, but biking could just be what
Riding
we
your
did today,
bike,
where we
yeah.
went to the beach and like rode near the
bike.
beach and like did some.
Yeah, talk
shit.
about your beach experience. You got up on a surfboard today.
Nobody wants to hear about surfing today.
This is California. You're out
Today.
here for 2
We
weeks.
almost died in some waves. Kareem almost died. The surfboard, we forgot fins, so it was really hard to surf. And
Kareem would not go past a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, yo, come out here, like, past your waist.
Oh,
Like, no, he would not
That's
go.
just kind of a general rule in life is that black people hate the ocean.
he loved it. He was like the first one in, I think. We all
Really?
like kind of, we all just ran
We
in.
filmed this dope ass clip. We all ran like all gay like. It was mad fun.
All gay like.
One of those cool B-roll, you pretend the camera's not there and you just, you
Yeah.
know.
Hey, I just want to bring this up because you are kind of
I just can't wait to
a
hear this.
forgetful person, sort of like you're sort of like a messy person. Some people might say. So I hit up your girlfriend, asked her about anything that annoys her about
wow.
how you are around the house.
Yes.
Digging deep here.
What did she say?
She said, "Well, I'm not sure if you will find this funny, but He forgets to clean the closet. Like, I opened it and an avalanche of grips and stickers and BMX shirts fell on me.
Perfect explanation for this.
He also always leaves blunt guts everywhere and empty coffee cups. Stanley, your dog, destroys everything too, and somehow Charlie never notices.
He's a great dog, good boy. But yeah, the closet is 100% Miles Crumlish, my cousin's fault. He threw all his shit in there when he moved out of my place in my office. And it's like there's a pile of Miles shit and then like one of my backpacks in there, some of my old filmer bag. And she opened it, I guess, while I was on this trip and like
And was crushed.
Was horrified by the hidden just pile. It's like almost just full of like his old clothes. It's like the closet's like you open it and the door is just like it's there at the level of the door.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
So that's that one.
That's
what
it,
about leaving
yeah.
blunt guts everywhere? Where do you leave them?
Roll a lot of blunts at home.
But I either put them in the ashtray or dump it in the toilet or
She
put in the
probably
trash
means
can.
like a few
Or
little
Wu-Tang
pieces
them.
of
Or
it. That,
Wu-Tang.
like,
Or eat the blunt guts before
maybe
I
if I
smoke the
like
blunt.
take
Yeah.
the trash out, there's like a few stuck to it, and it kind of like they fall in the main like,
Right.
living room area, like outside of my office. Maybe like to her, a lot of blunt guts could be to you an unnoticeable amount of blood guts.
Right.
Yeah, she's a great attention to detail.
Women like clean spaces.
Yeah,
More
I like
than
clean
us,
spaces
probably.
too. She gave me an appreciation for that I did not ever have before. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but I still kind of have a little messy space
And
too.
what about this dog that just destroys
Stanley?
everything?
God damn it, Stanley.
Stanley's a beautiful bull terrier Shar-Pei mix that I adopted, and he's young. He's like
Your
2 years
dog's
old.
part marker?
Yeah, and
Sharpie.
he's kind of going through a phase. He's a bad boy, a lot of energy, and I haven't been around to like. I usually take him for like a skateboard in the morning. We'll go skate for like around the neighborhood. He'll just like pull me on my skateboard, but we haven't gotten to do that, and he has had this excess of energy, which has turned into like just him chewing his bed and eating his bed in his cage, and then puking his bed in his cage, and then she comes home from work and finds a puke bed, and then yeah, falls on me because it's my dog.
Dog things. You know, dogs are
Stressful
crazy.
having
Yeah.
a dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always use a condom so you don't end up having a dog.
What's the grossest thing you ever seen Kareem do?
Oh my god, I don't know, man. Just the back in the day, he showers a lot now, but before I didn't ever really see him shower ever. Like knowing him, hanging out with him for like a month at a time, and
I'm not kidding you, and when I say this, I am 100% serious, that when I saw Kareem today for the first time, he was wearing exactly what I saw him the last time he was wearing
Different red
3
pants, though.
years ago. Red pants.
New red
and
pants.
an OSS shirt. His OSS shirt looks like he's literally been through the Holocaust. Is it here? Do you have that shirt
Literally
here?
been through the Holocaust,
It is
wow.
insane.
Yeah.
It is like, it's not even black. It's like the brown with holes in it.
he probably
It's
did have it
upside
on.
down cross.
I think he had clips in the OSS video doing a rail hop where you were there that day or some shit like that, and he's wearing that shirt and the red pants, but different red
Respect.
pants because he just got those red pants. Someone gave him another pair of red pants because he had such a reputation.
Why
for
the
wearing
red
other
pants?
pair.
Why the red
Suwu.
pants?
2 words. Neither in the Oxford English Dictionary. Suwu.
Inaudible.
There you go.
He's gangbanging.
Yeah.
Don't you know? Can we talk about weed?
What about weed?
How much do you love it? Did it make you a better rider? Do you want to marry it?
You can't marry weed, Adam.
Yeah.
You can't marry weed because it's already Mary Jane.
I would say I would credit it with making me a better rider, like pushing me in a different direction, like progression-wise. You just like, if you do anything like weed or like mushrooms or like any other things, you get a different perspective, and that's going to give you different ideas. And weed is like the least harmful out of all those, obviously. So it's cool to like, I don't know, just try to smoke and ride a little bit and see what happens. And I just like really liked it immediately. Like I didn't smoke for a while. Always hung out with stoners. They would always like smoke and ride and stuff, and I would just like go hang out in the hot box in the skate park, like in the parking lot,
Right.
and like probably get high, and then like go back in and just like have like a great session, just thinking a little differently, being a little more like energetic and excited about like this thing you do every day. And it's still a part of my life every day. And yeah, it just I edit a lot sitting at home on the computer, and if I get burnt out, like I just hit like a like a wall editing wise, creative wise, like I'll just smoke a little bit. And
Do you consider it like an alternative to the types of medications that you were on when you were younger?
definitely,
Like it kind of
yeah.
helps with
and
your
when
attention?
I started smoking when I was in college, I ended up getting better grades. Like when I went to school, it totally, you focus. Like
Right.
people think you might be like spaced out, but you might be thinking really deeply about something. Like it's just a different thing, and it hits
It's different
everyone
for everybody, yeah.
I think the way it hits me, it benefited me. It might not benefit everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
What about shit? I had a fucking thought, but then I lost it.
What about submission? questions. Are there any good ones?
Wow, submission question time. Let's see what we got here. You got a lot of questions. You got 145.
Trent Barker had a bunch of good ones.
Trent Barker was leaving some funny ass comments.
Can we just mention that like Charlie's been smoking the whole spliff every time we pass it to him?
Stressed out. I'm on the internet right now. Chill.
Shout out to Lackzau, Lackzau, because he said, yes, finally, I've been waiting my whole life for this. So very happy to be
How long
making
has
your
he been
life
alive?
better. But probably like at least like
2 years
18
old?
years, you know?
Okay. That's weird.
It is kind of hard to believe.
That's cool. We tried to do this, like, can we say we tried to do this like 3 times before this? And
Yeah,
just
it kept not coming
yeah,
together.
it just didn't happen.
We still got Craig on here.
Oh, yeah, Craig.
What's your relationship with the D-Walk crew? A lot of people left that, mostly who are actually in the D-Walk crew.
BMXFU's little brother's the D-Walk crew.
Oh, little brother, okay.
They're the best. Yeah, I love those boys. Eli, Mason, Owen,
Right,
all the boys. I forgot Dallas. I'm going to forget people. I'm sorry, guys. I love you guys.
right.
Yeah, but they're like those little homies that live like maybe like 2 hours from where Fu is based in Niagara Falls, and they kind of grew up off the videos. Like Mason told me like the other day, like they watched like one of the Fu videos every day in the shop, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't realize that influenced them that much, but it's cool. They're the mans.
Did you steal someone's SD card? This kid,
Yeah,
Cooling.
Cooling. I probably don't even have it anymore. I'm sorry, buddy.
You're gonna buy him a new one?
Yeah. Next time I see him.
Hey, we forgot to talk about this. How'd you end up running for Merritt?
Oh my God, yeah, that was so crazy. All right. I was like sitting in my apartment just fucking doing nothing, like probably working on your stupid website or something like that. And I just think there was like a DM in the Fu Twitter, and it was OD all day. And like Brendan was like, yo, what's Charlie's number? I'm like, oh, he wants to get like some stickers or something. Like, and I sent him my number, and then he called me, and I just like stepped outside of my apartment, like started talking to him. He's like, yo, man, hey, like, what's up? Hey, I just want to let you know, like, I'm starting a company. I want you, Brian Foster, Brad, same as Pete Sawyer, to ride for it. I'm gonna give you signature grips, like all this shit. And I'm like, fuck, like what? Like,
Was it really like that?
I've never even met Mike Brennan. Like,
Right.
what?
Were you
Like, how does
blown
he even
away
know,
at being
like,
recognized in this way?
It was absolutely like a mind-blowing, like emotional experience.
See, I've never had that kind of experience where somebody is just like, yo, we want to
Yeah, it
give
was
you
nuts.
money and stuff and take you on trips. And like, that
I have
must feel
another-
pretty amazing.
I have another fucked up one involving you that was like another just crazy moment that happened in the same apartment. I was like doing the same thing, sitting in the morning. I was watching a Nigel video of him in Barcelona.
As we always do.
He
Every
was-
day I wake up to a
like-
new Nigel video.
Yeah, it's good.
Or an old one, classic.
Yeah, just put on a Nigel video.
Just
And,
my usual thing.
Yeah, just wake up, get some coffee.
Best part of waking up is Nigel on your YouTube screen.
Yeah, and it's just anyone in the room can appreciate it, you know.
Show it to the parents.
But yeah, so he's
Like
in
power.
Barcelona. Like he's just talking about, oh, it's so great to go to Barcelona with your friends and ride and blah blah blah. That like minute, like I was still watching the video. Text me at him, hey, we're going to Barcelona for an OSS video. Like while I was watching it, and that was like I just like one of the moments where you like step out of your perception and just look at like, whoa, like is this real life? Is this like how did that correspond with that? Like it's just fucked up. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yo,
so 2 crazy experiences, and then the Merritt thing. Yeah, it was nuts. And
you
then,
edited Ruin Your Whole Summer, which if I don't say so myself is an incredible video. Definitely
Thanks, dog.
I could say my favorite video that I've ever been involved with
I
the
love
production
that
of.
video. Yeah,
I love
we
it.
put in a lot of work on that video.
Yeah.
And there's the trip to Spain, everything in it. That time it encompassed was like a good time, man. Yeah.
It was very all over the place with
Yeah.
footage coming from many different locations.
Yeah.
But I consider it sort of a modern video in that sense because I think now like we film with a ton of different cameras, and that video sort of was like that too.
We need to only have one camera, and then it was like we kind of brought it in that video. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's okay. Yeah.
But did you have any? Were you inspired by anything? Was there a particular vision for that?
It was it was like another one, like the Stranger video, where I got to make a video from a different perspective, a different angle, like make it OSS, make it like just something different, weird. I remember I worked on that video for like a fucking long time. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like longer than proportion. It was a pretty short video, and I
You
feel
had a
like
lot
I
of the
really-
sections done way before it came out, but then there were a
Yeah,
lot of
and
them
then
that
I
came
just
together
sorta-
very last minute.
Yeah, a lot of just additions and just bringing everything together, like you said, like different like filmers and stuff, and just trying to like wrap my head around all these things and put together. And I remember like I was so burnt out for like probably like a month after that. I just like couldn't even like sit down and work on an edit. It was like such a huge project, but then like yeah, I love that video, man.
Was riding to Chopped and Screwed Riff Raff like the ideal
Last minute-
move thing that you
last minute-
always wanted to do?
Last minute decision. No, it was not what I always wanted to do. I think I had like I always have, huh? Yeah, I think I edited it to 2.
Right,
just
you
set a
changed it at the
camera on
last
song.
minute, yeah.
I had some shitty, I don't even know what. I'll just go crazy sometimes by myself in my apartment editing, and I'll make a bad choice and think it's a good choice, and then I think I like put a bad song in, and I switched the camera on, and that was all right. And then Devin Lampman and I were driving around Austin, and he like played that Riff Raff song. It's like Walter Payton or some shit, and I was just like, what is this? Like, what is it? Yo. I like Shazammed it, and I think I re-edited it like that night, and it was just like way better, yeah, that way.
I love that part.
It was completely last minute. Like I always have trouble picking a song, yeah.
Jay Carter, what camera do you film with?
I film with a Sony A7S and
Do you love
a Canon T3i and an iPhone.
This is the best camera you ever had? Or,
The A7S is by far the best camera, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But do you have like any other cameras that you have a particular affection for that you've used over the years?
Oh yeah, VX2000. I spent a lot of time with, and then my first
The
camera was like
TPI
some one-chip
too.
Canon thing. Yeah, I was gonna mention the T3i is an incredible camera for anyone looking to get into filming and editing. Like that is the best, hands down, most durable, like lightweight in your bag, cheap fisheye. The T3i got me through so much shit and is still like a great secondary camera.
Right.
It's awesome, and it has a certain look to it too that like is different from the A7, where it's, I don't know what it is. The optics are different somehow, and it looks just cool. I don't know. It looks like, it has like almost film kind of look. It was like the early days of digital SLR, so it's not as clear. There's like a little bit of compression there, but that actually sort of adds to the image in some aspects.
We got to talk about brakes. You've never strayed.
Brakes. Cable brake.
Cable brake.
Brake squad. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I like use my brakes for a lot of shit that like I don't realize. Like I've tried to take brakes off. I've ridden with no brakes before, and I just like I use them not even pulling them, but like for leverage. Like I keep 2 fingers on them all the time. Like that's how I hold my bars. Like I always
Right.
grew up riding brakes, and it was just kind of how I just held my bars. So when I hold them like flat, it feels like I'm not holding onto enough. I don't have the same control, like pushing my bike forward and backwards with the lever.
Right.
But yeah, if I would ever take my brakes off, I think I'd have to go back to a cassette just to like, I don't know, the pedal pressure would kind of help a lot of shit, like half cabs and stuff like that.
How happy are you that you made the move to the free coaster?
Very happy. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go faster backwards, and you can do a lot tighter little fakey circles and shit.
Kareem don't like it.
Kareem doesn't even
fuck
know
you,
what a free
Kareem,
coaster
man.
is. Oh, also, BMXFU is putting out a free coaster.
Really?
I can't say anymore.
Is it called a foo coaster?
I can't say it anymore.
We'll stab you.
It's very lightweight, revolutionary design. Yeah, stay tuned. But yeah, I had to just plug that real quick. Free coaster's great thing that came into my life. And I actually rode one when I was like probably like 14 or 15. I got a poverty one for like 2 months before I blew it up. And I did a bunch of shit, and then when I got one when I was like, whatever, 23 or something, it just clicked back because I kind of learned a lot of shit back in the day on it, and it was like I kind of still had some of that. And then I always thought it was like stupid to use brakes in a free coaster for some odd reason. And then like I remember I watched this kid, Chris Squadrito, his name was. He's like Central New York, crazy rider. But we were in Rochester riding. He'd come from Central New York to Rochester, and he had a free coaster and brakes, and he was like doing full cabs with them and half cabs, and it was just like watching him do that. I was like, whoa, like it was like a new style that I hadn't thought of, and I had done a lot with a cassette and brakes, you know, like I was kind of like not burnt out, but like, you know, not as many open doors as there would be with a free coaster and brakes. And I was like, oh, like it's okay to ride that shit, like who cares? Yeah.
Devin Lampman, explain Charlie time.
Yeah, Charlie time. They all say Charlie time.
Because you're late a lot.
Yeah, I just always have like a lot of tasks, man. I don't know. I have this I just have to do like all these weird little things before I leave the house, and it ends up extending the riding time quite a bit. Like, and I go crazy like if I don't do a certain thing. Like I think about it while I'm out riding.
A lot of people want to know about you riding your bars so far forward.
It just makes a lot of sense. It's like it's right there. It just adds leverage. Like it adds height to your bars. It adds room to the front end. Like I'm a pretty tall dude, so it ends up like where my arms end up are pretty much where my bars are. So you're pulling from like a more straight arm position. You can like yank crazy hard on your bars. You do have to pull harder, but once you're pulling harder, there's more force there to like bunny hop you into the air.
Right.
And I've just kind of like, yeah, like for like fakey shit, having more room is good. You're not all like bunched up on your bars.
Right.
And they've just gone further forward, I think, over time.
Why should everybody go out and buy the Foo bars?
Oh man, there's just so many reasons. We don't have time to run down all these reasons, but they've just never done me wrong. They've never done me dirty. They're there for you.
Do they make you stronger?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what
Studies say.
we were talking
Hotter,
about last week.
stronger. Man,
Harder,
yeah.
better, faster, stronger.
Daft Punk over here.
Yeah.
Daft Punk, Kanye. Yeah.
You should buy Foo Bars, everyone. Yeah.
Everybody should buy Foo Bars and a tall boy frame. We
go
got
great
5 minutes
together.
left. This is actually really like consolidated.
We did it good.
I think we did a good job. We got less than 5 minutes
Is there
left, but
anything we didn't talk about?
yeah,
what else
what have we not talked about?
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question. Why did you guys decide to do a podcast? What's all this all about? Huh?
I can't wait to hear this answer.
Why did I decide to do a podcast?
Yeah, what's all this shit here?
Listen,
like, what is
I'm-
this? No
I
one
just
ever
always
turned
thought it
around
would
on
be
you
cool.
guys.
I'm not patting
that's
myself
cool.
on the back, but the Barcelona trip. It's funny because on my
I talked about it a lot on that.
No,
Do you remember this?
On my playlist, on my fucking Catfish rap freestyle playlist, I have a thing called podcast.
Right.
And I listened to it, and it was us in Barcelona because I had told you, I was like, we need to start doing podcasts.
Yeah.
The world, and you were like, no, we need to do.
Yeah, we're all like, no, that's
You know,
stupid,
he was like,
Catfish.
there needs to be cameras, and I was like, no, they do.
Well, there
it
is cameras.
motocross. Well,
I always knew that a video
but
version
this
would
is
be
a long
better.
Time ago, but because I used the Action Bronson intro, and it was like, yo, what's up? This is Catfish, and you were talking. We were just using my laptop.
Oh, we tried to do one,
And then,
huh?
and then it was
tried to do a
year
bunch. I
later,
remember
we
you guys
it
tried to
at
do a
the
bunch.
OSS house.
It took a while before we really hit our stride, and now we're a year in, almost 50,
Killing it.
over
We are
50
killing it.
episodes.
We
Only a
are
year,
killing it.
dude?
I think it's
Over a
important.
year.
Should
I
we
think
tell
it's
them
great.
the
Has to
big
be over a
surprise?
year.
We interviewed Marilyn Monroe 2 nights ago. We don't
That
want
was
to talk.
Marilyn Manson.
You got to chill. We're gonna bleep that name out. That's fucked up, bro.
I mean, well, we did.
She was beautiful.
She was a beautiful woman.
She
I was there
stunk.
for the first
she
episode
smelled so
in
bad.
the garage.
Yeah, it was there.
When the first episode in the garage?
Yeah, it was in Alfredo's garage. It was so fucking hot.
Edwin, Tom White, Lil Jon, me.
And then we did some in the bedroom, in Adam's bedroom.
We definitely in a Charlie part too, because we really just kind of skimmed the
What the
surface
hell
of his
else?
like.
What do you want to talk about?
He could go into such extreme depth about such insane
What's the weirdest thing
things.
you've ever seen?
I'm
Canada
22,
shrimp.
naked
One
on
time
the
I
beach.
had a dream that came true. Like it was really weird. Like I had this recurring dream when I was a kid. It was like walking down this like walkway in front of these stores in like a mountainous area with a lake in the valley, and like it's super vivid, like wooden walkway. And then there were these explosions, like super loud, and I'd wake up. I had this dream all through my childhood, and I was like probably like 12 years old, maybe a little younger, hanging out with my parents on vacation, my brother, my sister. And we were in the Adirondack Mountains in central New York, mountainous area. We were at this store, and like I kind of walked out of this weird little shop, like storefront. I was walking down the deck, and I took a look in front of me, and I saw like the mountains and the lake, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is exactly like my dream!" Like, and then there was a huge explosion, just like my fucking dream. I like fell on the ground, I fainted, and it was my dream. Literally, like it came true. I saw my dream; it was exactly the same. The explosions went off. You want to know what it was? It was like a dude
Was this in September?
Nah, dude, I don't fucking know. This is like 15
Are we at the limit?
years ago. But yeah, dude, a
3
dude was
minutes.
firing off fireworks at the lake. Coincidentally, at the same time, I was walking on this thing that looked just like my dream. It was like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say this was
fuck?
9/11.
No,
that was the weirdest thing I ever saw.
that was insane.
What do you?
Yeah.
Why? Why did that happen? Is that like deja? That's deja
What
vu.
the
do you
fuck is
think?
deja vu? You want to know what I think deja vu is?
Deja vu.
We don't have time for this shit.
No,
All
yeah,
right.
we don't have
Club
time.
in
You got to
Miami.
just give your
We
thanks,
don't
and we're
have
gonna
time
find
to
out
get into
about
the
deja
simulated
vu.
universe, how you
Next
live your
time,
own
part
life
two.
over and over and
Charlie
over, and deja
Crumlish
vu
part
is
two,
just things
part
that
two.
happened to you in the last cycle, and you're seeing it before it happens. But, dude, thanks to everyone that has ever fucking like
Done
watched a
anything.
video, bought a Foo shirt, bought a video, like watched a video, whatever, smoked me out.
Retweeted
Yeah,
BMXFU
man.
tweet.
Even the
all
fave.
all my friends for like fucking filming clips for all those videos, like all the sponsors, my parents, my brother, my sister, my dog Stanley, Brandon Began, Kareem Williams, Catfish, Adam, and Biz. Dude, I'm gonna forget so many people, but yeah, thanks
Subscribe.
to everyone. You know who you are.
Follow
Follow him on.
Adam22 on Instagram.
Charlie
Don't
Crumb,
follow Catfish versus
Instagram,
Thug. Don't
Catfish
follow Kareem J.
versus
Williams,
Thug.
and definitely don't follow Charlie Crumb.
Happy Halloween.
Charlie Crumb.
Happy
Yup.
Halloween.
Or Team Weed 420 or at BMXFU.
Next time, we're going to tell you about hypnosis, dreams, and Crumb Delish.
Yeah, and the simulated universe.
Pow, 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 pow.
That's fucked up, Charlie. I told you to run a